In this video, we'll talk about the 7th chord, which occurs in various contexts. If Kellner indicates the 5th, you play the 5th. If he doesn't, you just play 7-3 in 3 voices, okay? So the first chord here is given for you. That's our chord, 8-5-3. Next comes a 6th chord, always in 3 voices. And now comes a 7, where Kellner has not indicated the 5th here with the figure, so we don't play the 5th. All we play is the 3rd as well, 7 and 3. And of course, the ordering of the figure has no bearing whatsoever on the ordering of the upper voices. So we have here the 3rd and the 7th. Here's the 7th and the 3rd. This is also already complete. And note how the ties call attention to the obligatory preparation of a dissonance. This chord is also complete. So the entire first phrase is already complete for you. We begin with the pickup to measure 4 with an accord, with an 8-5-3 chord. We have the 3rd. All we need is the octave and the 5th. Now we see a 7 without the 5 indicated. That means all we have to do is add the 3. Here G to F sharp is a 7. Here we add just the 3rd, like this. Now F sharp to E makes a 3rd. We need to add our 7th, and that is a dissonance. So dissonance above the bass. So I add the tie to show that it is obliged to resolve down like this, which we could have already known because the 7th is given and we have to add the 3rd. Next we have B. The 3rd is given. We need to add the 7th. Like this. We'll add our tie to show that that's a dissonant note. It resolves down not to G, but to G sharp. And now we break the sequence after having modulated to A major, the key of the dominant, that shows the relationship to the home key, the key of the 5th degree. And now we have A and C sharp, and we add the octave and the 5th, just like that. 6-4 chord, we already know that that requires the 8, and we know that that requires the 8 as well, so I'll just fill that in, just like this. This makes a nice compound cadence, and the phrase actually ends over here. A, we have a 3rd, 3rd octave, and 5th, and we fill that in. Okay, let's hear this first phrase, which includes a nice sequential modulation to the key of the dominant. I could have indicated a slur here for the preparation of the dissonant 4th. Okay, that's one situation where the 7th occurs. The 7th also occurs in a situation where Kellner indicates the 5th in the figure. In that case, you should add the 5th so that there are 4 voices in total, 3 voices over the bass. So the 5th is already present here. In this chord, G sharp to D makes our 5th. We need the 3rd and the 7th, diatonic 7th, to the key signature. We need these notes like that. So it's not so hard. Anytime you see the 5th, you add the 5th. And this is just another situation where the 7th often occurs in a 7-6 suspension, but we already know that because the 5th isn't indicated, all you have to do is add the 3rd. So that will be realized in 3 voices. So here we see a really nice sequential chain. I've realized the first bar for you, and you just continue that sequence of 7-6 suspensions all the way down. And here's a really nice ascending progression of 7-6, 7-6, except this time the bass is ascending. So I've also realized this for you. This 8 here doesn't have to have its own chord. That's just the preparation of the following 7th. So this can all be in 3 voices here, all the way until the end of this sequence, like that. And then here we see another instance where the 5th is indicated, where we play that in 4 voices. I've actually given the entire chord just as a reminder. Okay, here's something that we haven't seen yet, a figure with a slash through it. That indicates that the 6th above B is not G, but G sharp. So the slash is means that the note is chromatically raised. That could be a natural sign or a sharp, depending on the key signature, but it's chromatically raised. And I'll just highlight, here's another instance where we see the 6 with a sharp, except now it's not a major 6, it actually makes an augmented 6 above the bass. So this is an instance where you can see how practical Thoroughbass is. It's all about just playing the music instead of explaining the music through complex theories, like people who would want to describe the augmented 6 chord through chordal inversion and say that the root is actually G sharp here, and I don't think that helps us at all in terms of understanding or playing or enjoying this music. So Thoroughbass theory just leaves that by the wayside and just explains how to play this music. And I think our ears naturally pick up on it, and by looking at this in the context of this exercise, you can see, oh, well, okay, the augmented 6 goes like that. It resolves via contrary motion to an octave, which you can pick up through experience. So you don't need chordal inversion theory to explain things like the augmented 6 chord. In the following video, we will discuss the 5/4 chord.